2 seconds, sorry. Someone, are you creative visionary? It's a good morning. It's a good morning. It's a very good morning. It's a good morning. It's a good morning. Chitty chat. How about we have a chitty chat? How was your Thanksgiving? If you're in America, and if you're not in America, how was your break? Your break. It's good to have a chitty chat. It's really good to have a chitty chat. I'm back. I'm so back. I'm so back. I'm so back. I'm so back. I was having a lot of chitty chats this past this weekend. Let's bring this closer. I was having a lot of chitty chats. It was actually really nice to have chitty chats. I didn't realize that I would enjoy chitty chats. I had chitty chats about the economy. I had chitty chats about Mother Mary. I met this beautiful Filipino woman. And she was telling me about her journey with Mother Mary. That she was in the Philippines and she devoted her life to Mother Mary. She's a Mother Mary devotee. I didn't even know that that existed. Well, you learn so much. You learn so much. So anyway, she was sharing her journey with Mother Mary and that she is a Mother Mary devotee. And she was in the Philippines and she was in an abusive relationship. And she devoted her life to Mother Mary to just be a Mother Mary devotee. And within 2 months, she got a job and she moved to Singapore and she's been living in Singapore. And she says, my life has never been better since I devoted my life to Mother Mary. So I then shared with her that I went and sat with Mother Mary for 3 days. And after that, it was, what is it? Yeah, it's like April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, like 9 months. 9 months later, I moved to America. She's like, oh my God, really? I said, yeah, Mother Mary is power. She is a power. She is power. She's real power. But I think Mother Mary is power. What Mother Mary teaches us when we devote our, it's not really praying to Mother Mary. And I think that's the conversation we were unpacking together. It's not praying to Mother Mary. It's recognizing the divinity within ourselves. And as we recognize that divinity within ourselves, that energy and that consciousness of the divine feminine awakens in us, and we come to this awareness that we are the power. We are the power that we seek outside. And that conversation was such a beautiful conversation. It was just such a beautiful conversation. And then we were having a conversation about the hospitality industry because I was sitting at a restaurant and she was my waitress. And I said to her, you know, I was in the hospitality industry too. And you do such good work. You're a food therapist. You're not really just a bartender, waitress, where she was tending the bar and waitressing. And I said, you're not really just a server. You're a therapist. If you actually understood this about yourself, you would tap into a deeper level of awareness of how powerful your energy is in this restaurant. She's like, I've never thought of it that way. I said, girl, you're sitting here having a conversation with me about Mother Mary, and we're connecting. And it is a very deep, spiritual, uplifting conversation. You know how to get into someone's psyche. She's like, no, but it's because you started talking to me first. I said, yes, of course, because, I'm a shaman. It's because I respect people. I don't just look down on people. Why do that? And she was sharing with me that, she works at a very high-end restaurant, and she was sharing with me that people look down on her because she's from the Philippines and she's living in Singapore, and they just think, oh, she's just a waitress. I said, no, you're not. You're a food therapist. When you can feed someone and you can talk to their soul and you can give them a drink, it's something. It's something. She's like, I never even thought of it that way. I said, yes. Get a degree in psychology. Just move in that direction. You are really good at what you do. Because we didn't even know each other. I just went into that restaurant for breakfast, brunch, and we didn't know each other. But 45 minutes later, we were having a conversation about spirituality, about domestic violence in the Philippines. And I was sharing my experience with her about African women. And it was such a deep, nourishing, spiritually uplifting conversation. I was just like, damn. Well, damn. And then I had another conversation, like 5 minutes later, with a British guy who was in finance. And he was like, oh my God, did you hear? I said, did I hear what? Scandals. So I had a 30-minute conversation with him, and then he left. And the reason why I'm sharing this vignette is to emphasize the power of connecting with people without an agenda. Without an agenda. Just chitty chat. You never know what you're going to learn about yourself, about others, about a new city that you're in, about the culture of the city that you're in. You never know. So I got a difference. I was in Singapore. So I got a difference. I got an understanding of the Singaporean culture from different perspectives. From a British guy who lives in Singapore, who's working in finance in the banking industry, and from a Filipino woman who is a waitress, but really, truly a food therapist. I said, if you could just understand how powerful you are and just raise your consciousness, raise your awareness of what you bring into this world just by providing people food and having a conversation with them, girl, you could literally own Singapore. Let me tell you something. Because this is a very high-end restaurant. And so meaning you're dealing with high-end people who have a lot of money and a lot of stress and some kind of dysfunction. Figure out what their dysfunction is and serve them. She was like, huh? I said, yeah, girl, that's how it works. I started in hospitality. And I'm telling you, I'm speaking to you as a waitress, and I'm speaking to this guy who is in finance. And it doesn't really matter to me. She's like, how do you do that? I said, hospitality industry. It helps you be able to do these sorts of things. Speak to banking, investment banking, finance, without any shakes, and speak to hospitality. I said, this is where I started, and this is how I was able to work on Wall Street. Just like that. Speak to people. Speak to them. Okay, that's our chitty chat for them. moment. That's the reason why I was sharing this. So, chitty chats. Have chitty chats with people. You never know what you're going to learn. You never know what you're going to learn. Okay. So, I think today I want to chant. If you could please take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Drop your shoulders as you take a deep breath out. Drop the shoulders. Okay, so let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth again. Drop the shoulders, sigh out. Taking a deep breath in through the nose again, out through the mouth. Drop the shoulders as you sigh out. So please close your eyes and just gently acknowledge that you are here in this moment. You are here. Wherever you're sitting, wherever you're watching this, just acknowledge that you are here. You are a soul that has a body. Okay? Just listen to that. Hear that. Accept that. You are a soul that has a body. You are not a body just aimlessly here on planet Earth. You are a soul that has a body. You are a soul that has a body. You are a soul that has a body. You are more than your body. You are more than your pains. You are more than your experiences. You are a soul on a cosmic mission. You are a soul that has a body on a cosmic mission. I am. Breathe that in. You can silently say that to yourself as you breathe that in. And as you exhale, life is. So let's breathe that in. I am. Love is. I am. Joy is. I am. Peace is. I am. Love is. I am. Grace is. So continue breathing that in. I am. Love is. Breathing out. Just keep focusing on the breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And I'm going to chant. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Joy is I am. Love is I am. Abundance is I am. Wholeness is I am. Peace is I am. Good. Please open up your eyes and come to the present moment with me. Be present. Be present. And shall we read? Shall we read? So we start a new week. And the theme of this week is why you're dimming your light and how it's destroying everything. Financial light. The money dimmer switch. I have not diminished my light. Diminishing your financial light means hiding your economic value, undercharging for your services, or playing small with money to avoid triggering others' envy or your own fear of financial power. You dim your financial brightness by undervaluing your contributions, avoiding financial leadership, or making yourself financially smaller to keep others comfortable. But your financial light is meant to shine, not to be hidden under the bushel of false humility. Sarah is a brilliant business consultant who charges half of what her male counterparts charge because she doesn't want to seem greedy or too aggressive. She minimizes her achievements in networking events, deflects praise about her business acumen, and consistently underestimates her financial worth. Her dimmed financial light keeps her struggling financially while her clients build empires using the strategies she provides at discount rates. Diminishing your financial light creates a split between your actual economic value and your expressed economic value. Your nervous system knows you're worth more than you're claiming or charging, creating internal tension between your true capacity and your performed limitation. This energetic misalignment prevents authentic financial abundance from flowing. Embodied practice. Stand tall and imagine your financial worth as a bright light emanating from your solar plex. Feel how bright this light naturally wants to be. Notice where you contract or dim this light and say, my financial light shines at full brightness. I claim my economic worth without apology. My frequency wrote this. Okay. My frequency wrote this. Okay. Financial light. The money dimmer switch. Diminishing your financial light means hiding your economic value, undercharging for your services, or playing small with money to avoid triggering others' envy or your own fear of financial power. Okay. You do it. I do it. We all do it. We all do it. Because we fundamentally believe, I was listening to Wayne Dyer years ago, and Wayne Dyer said, you can't be broke enough to make broke people want to be abundant. Broke people, it is a consciousness. It is a consciousness. Poverty consciousness people, it is a state of acceptance of this is life and this is how I'm going to live. They steal, they lie, they are something you oh my God. Oh my God. As I was sharing with you, this woman from the Philippines went and devoted her life to Mother Mary. And she became a Mother Mary devotee. And within some months, she got a job to move from Philippines to Singapore. And she's working in the hospitality industry, fancy restaurant. So Mother Mary helped her raise her consciousness from a place of domestic violence and an abusive relationship and gave her an opportunity to move to Singapore. And she got a job at a fancy, fancy restaurant and placed her in an environment where she is engaging with high-end business people, because it was kind of like a business environment, business surrounding. So that's why I was able to speak to the guy in finance, because it was lunchtime. They were coming in for lunchtime. So she lifted her consciousness from abuse. And she did something with her life, moved to a different foreign country where she knew no one. And she hustled her way and got herself a job. And now is working with high-end customers. Yes, she says sometimes they're abusive and they look down on her. But I said to her, girl, look at how far you've come. And she says, yes, it's because I am devoted to Mother Mary. This is my story. Her story is very similar to my story. I'd gotten out of an abusive relationship. It wasn't physically abusive, but psychologically abusive. And I went to Mother Mary and I sat at Mother Mary's statue for 3 days and I prayed. And 9 months later, I was in America. 26th of December, I was in America. And I had $2,000 that I'd saved for a whole year. I worked a whole year to save $2,000 US dollars because I was earning rands in South Africa. And from that $2,000, I bought a house within 2 years of moving to America, $500,000 house. I worked on Wall Street within 5 years of moving to America. I just kept building. The issue is when you accelerate like that, especially this one is for women. If you move at that level of speed as a woman, number one, most women have not seen that. And as women, we are very relational. So as we are relational, we want to bring everyone else along. Come on, we can all do it. Not everybody has that level of work ethic. Not everybody has that level of self-worth and self-esteem and a desire to be something greater than just whatever they are. And this is what I was saying to this woman. I said, you devoted your life to Mother. She was saying to me, you know what? I pray every minute I am in prayer. Every hour I make sure that my watch has an alarm. Every hour she sets an alarm to make sure that she reminds herself to keep praying. She's like, every time, even when I'm serving food, I'm praying. I say, continue. It's raising your consciousness. She didn't really understand what I was saying when I was saying it's raising your consciousness, but I said it's making you higher. She says, yes, I can feel it. Even when people look down on me, even when people just speak bad to me and they don't give me a tip, I said, it doesn't matter, honey. Mother Mary and your devotion to Mother Mary is raising what is possible for you. And your prayers to Mother Mary allowed me to leave my hotel, come to this restaurant, because there's a lot of restaurant. And I don't really like Italian food. But I was like, I really just want some pasta. I don't really like Italian food that much. But I was like, okay, whatever. I walk into this restaurant and I needed to have a conversation with that woman for her to remind me of how far I've come from a one-car garage in Soweto, South Africa, to abusive relationships, to moving to America and being the first black woman to work on Wall Street, even African on top of that. So that conversation that I had with her was a reminder to myself of the power of the divine feminine. And I needed to impart and share with her, girl, you're not just a waitress. You're a food therapist. You therapy people on levels they don't even understand. Feed a man, give him some therapy. Feed a woman, give her some therapy. But it's usually the woman that look down. I don't understand why we do this to each other as women. Because you've got an office job, you're looking down on a waitress. I don't understand. This makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. But anyway, so my task, my prayer work, I went and prayed at like so many temples while I was in Singapore. And my task from devoting my life to Sekhmet, devoting my life to Mother Mary, devoting my life to Kali Ma. I went to a Kali Ma temple. was to listen to my intuition, go to the specific restaurant, have a conversation with this woman so that she could reflect back to me the power of the divine feminine, the power of movement, the power of listening to our intuition as women. But also for me to reflect back to this beautiful woman that you are not just a waitress. Especially in Singapore, there's so many opportunities. You can go and take training at night or during the day. If you're working during the day, take a training at night, try an online course, move towards therapy, move towards psychology. This industry, hospitality, has trained you well. You understand people at a level that most people don't even understand themselves. Move towards that industry, girl. Just move towards that industry. She's like, how do you know this? I say, I studied psychology. I'm telling you. I was in the same industry with you. She's like, but I'm old. I'm like, oh, girl. It's our own limitations. It's our own limitations. When I was in the hospitality industry, I was talking to men because during the week it was businessmen that were coming. Businessmen. Conferences. Weekends used to irritate me because it was the teeny poppers with $120 and 15 of them trying to get a booth. During the week, it was investment bankers, it was finance people, it was real estate people, it was all sorts of conventions and conferences in Las Vegas. So I had the mirroring of men who were traders, who were like, of course you can do it. Of course you can work on Wall Street. I had the mirroring of doctors that were coming in for conferences, people that I would be serving, and they would be like, you're so smart. I'm like, yeah, I am. I know I'm smart. So it was my responsibility at that moment when I was having lunch to mirror back to this woman and say, girl, you got this. Just take night classes. It doesn't matter even if it takes you 5 years. Take night classes. You are a therapist. Just move down that direction. She was telling me people are doing drugs. She says, people are mad. I said, you're seeing it. You are one of the ones that are seeing it. So, okay, this one is really for women. Woman, mama, you bring power into this world. There is a power that you bring, that you innately have. We bring life into this world. And it doesn't matter where you start, as long as you just keep going. And I will never stop reflecting that for women. There are women that I refuse to be around. I refuse. But there are women who just 5-minute conversation, I'm like, this woman is onto something. She is a healer, this one. She needs to keep moving in the direction. And then I point them in the direction. If they choose to go down that direction, good for them. If they don't, has nothing to do with me. I have contributed my service to humanity for the day. I've done my one good deed. So we undervalue ourselves as women because we inherently do not know our power. Because we don't mirror each other. We're competing with each other. We're envious of each other. And because we're very relational, if you are around a lot of women who lie a lot, who steal a lot, who trap men with babies, who are slay queens, who are, looking baddies. What are they? Baddies. They're looking for sugar daddies online. You are going to be this yourself. I refuse to be around this. I'm sorry, but I refuse. I do not want mirror neurons and mirroring with women who refuse to grow. Why would I want to be around this? It makes no sense. I wasted a lot of time being around this ignorance. I refuse. It is not who I am. It has never been who I am. I've always worked for what I need. And I've always known that prayer is my way out of anything. So I don't understand this ignorance of slay queens and sugar daddies. And I just need a man to make love to me so gently. And I've never understood this. I would rather go and talk to a woman in a restaurant because I've been in that industry. I've been in hospitality. I understand. So we must be very conscious as women what kind of company we keep. Because the mirroring effect is so powerful. Okay, let's continue. You dim your financial brightness by undervaluing your contributions, avoiding financial leadership, or making yourself financially small to keep others comfortable. We like to do this as women because we are very relational. I did this. I will never do it again. But your financial light is meant to shine, not to be hidden under the bushel of false humility. Who do you think you are? You think you're better than other people? If you have girlfriends that say this, you have family members that say this to you, yet they expect you to help them, you walk away. You cut them off and you walk away. It is better to walk alone. You will meet people that function and vibrate at a frequency that you vibrate at. If you spend your life at temples, you spend your life praying, you spend your life honestly building something, you have no business, even if it's your mother, even if it's your siblings, your grandmother, your cousins, your best friend of somewhat, you cut them off and you keep going. Your life is too valuable. Time is too precious to be engaged in ignorance. Sarah is a brilliant business consultant who charges half of what her male counterparts charge because she doesn't want to seem greedy or too aggressive. She minimizes her achievements in networking events, deflects praise about her business acumen, and consistently underestimates her financial worth. I've done this. But you know what? When I was around men would say to me, you charge too little. And then they would pay me more. When I'm around women, they want to negotiate. I'm like, why are we negotiating here? What's happening here? Why are we negotiating? But it's not my problem. It's not my problem. Because as women, we are constantly saying to ourselves, which is an unconscious limiting belief, but women are not paid less. Women earn less than men. Okay, yes, this might be a fact, but it's because we have unconsciously and frequently accepted that. I shared with you that I met guys in work. One guy gave me 30,000, another guy gave me 10,000 for just sitting and talking to them. Okay, yeah, the conversations were a little tricky. I killed my wife. Okay, what do you expect me to do with this information? But the truth is, those people paid me my worth for the conversations I was having because they were deep, psychological, spiritual conversations. Why must I, as a woman, lower my value and have bullshit conversations about, I need to find a man to make love to me so gently? As women, we need to start valuing ourselves more. If you have women that start these sorts of conversations, get rid of them. But you're going to have no friends. As women, we need friends. No, you don't. Not the kind of friends who are running around trying to find men. Why? These men end up abusing you. Because you don't bring your full authentic value into a relationship. All you're bringing is your vagina. Men are going to use you. Men will never have respect for you. They won't. Because you're not bringing your full authentic self, your full value as a woman. As an African woman, and also because I had to be a psychologist to my dad, I knew my value with men. It wasn't my vagina. It wasn't my boobs. It was my ability to think. It was my ability to hear the pain. It was my ability to understand what they were living through and in some way listen and then give them some kind of advice. When I was feeling that I was out of my depth, out of my league, I would be like, I don't think I'm qualified to give you that kind of advice. You want to kill your wife? I don't think I'm qualified for that kind of advice. Divorce her, don't kill her. But as women, if we do not understand this level of power we have innately and that we bring to every single conversation, and we're willing to settle for ignorance, we deserve what we get. Honestly, we deserve what we get. Because you cannot have anything less than what your frequency is vibrating at. I left Thailand, Bangkok, to Singapore on an economy flight. I went to the Kali temples. I went to 3 Kali temples. I went to the mosque. I went to 3 Taoist temples. 3 Taoist temples. And I just went and prayed. At the mosque, I just looked in, spoke to a few women, and then walked out. And then the Taoist temples, I made my prayers. I made my intentions. At the Kali temple, they even gave me a huge bindi. I was talking to the Kali priests. I swear to you, after that, I went to the restaurant the day I was leaving. I spoke to this woman and she was telling me about Mother Mary. I said, oh my God, these things are real. They are real. Prayer works. Honestly, it works. Because it's not that some God out there or some entity or some deity is going to give you something. What I have learned over the years is that prayer lifts your own consciousness to understand who you are and why you are here on planet Earth and what you are here to impart through your gifts and through your service, and how valuable you are and how much divinity loved itself so much that it created you. This is what true prayer is. It's not begging some deity or some entity outside of yourself to give you anything. It is an awakening and a remembrance to who you are and how valuable you are. Okay? So I did all of my prayer works while I was in Singapore, all these temples, went and had this conversation with this woman about Mother Mary. I was like, wow, that's interesting. Then I'm having a conversation with this investment banking guy. We just hit it off because he was drinking gin and tonics and he was so British. And I was like, British men, love them. And then I went off to the airport. When I got to the airport, I got upgraded, business class. I was like, this prayer thing works. So I left on an economy flight. I came back on a business class flight. And on the business class flight, when I get in, I was sitting on I had a window seat, and the guy that was in the aisle seat was already there. So this guy is so fancily dressed. He's just meticulously dressed, Asian guy. And I said to him, oh, darling, can you please take my bag and put it up there for me? I need to get into the aisle, to the window seat. This man got up, took my bag, put it up on the overhead, let me in, and I sat real pretty. And then when we got to Bangkok, he got up, pulled my bag down from the overhead, put it down, and let me go first. Said, please, go first. I said, I'm back. I'm back. When, as women, we understand our divinity, men will treat you with respect. And the ones that do not treat you with respect, they do not deserve to be in your world. They do not. I have always done this. Every time I travel, I have never put my bags up except when I'm flying economy. I don't know what's up with economy men. Hey guys, if you're flying economy and you see a woman, please help them with their luggage and put it up there. But every time I fly business or first class, and it's always the white men that are helping me. They take my bag, they put it up, and they let me sit. And when we get to wherever we are, which is usually a 14, 20-hour flight, they bring my bag down and they put it down for me. Because I know my divinity inherently. It's when I forget my divinity and I surround myself, because I choose it too. I surround myself with people that do not know their divinity, that hate themselves, so they mirror that self-hatred back to me. And then I start hating myself, and then I start having low self-esteem. But as soon as I'm like, nope, not interested, this is not my people, not my energy, not my frequency, not my fate, my world changes. My experiences change. So what I am suggesting we do as women is that we find mentors that are ascended masters. Truly, we need to find mentors that are ascended masters. This is why I shared with you before Thanksgiving break. I said, I am going to go and play with Kalima, with Osset, with Sekhmet, with Mother Mary, and I met a beautiful woman who was talking about her devotion and her journey with Mother Mary, with Mary Magdalene, with Kuan Yin, with Grintara, with White Buffalo Woman, because these are my big sisters. These are the kinds of mentors I would rather have than be surrounded by women who are angry, who are bitter, who are envious, because it doesn't help. And at this time in human history, as women, we need mentors that have walked the collapse, that have walked through fire and came out on the other side and said, I am the face of divinity. The reason I chanted Om Mani Padme Hum, that is Kuan Yin. Her chant is for envy, jealousy. Let me see it in myself and release it. It's not let me block other people who are jealous, and also it's let me see it in myself, release it, so that I don't attract people, because we're on a vibrational level, who are envious, who are jealous, who are murderers, who are whatever. Not for me. Not for me. Please, woman, for such a time as this we have been born. We chose to come to this planet during such a chaotic, beautiful experience, to be midwives to the evolving consciousness. Evolving consciousness. And we need, as women, to find and connect and mentor with ascended masters. You can mentor with another woman. This is true. But what I've noticed is that if there is no ascended master as part of the mentoring experience, as women, we tend to start competing. We tend to start, all of our nastiness comes to the surface. I've never experienced evil like it is when I'm with dysfunctional women. Like evil. And I think to myself, you bring life to this world. And the level of evil you inhabit, you live in, is beyond. Because now, what kind of child are you going to bring into this world? Or what kind of child have you birthed if you are this dysfunctional and evil? I have a woman. Woman, this is the time we need to clean ourselves. We need to purify our spirits. Because you know what? That level of evil, dysfunction, envy will attract the kind of men that will destroy you. I was never destroyed by any man because I don't inhabit evil in me. And even when they try, I bounce back, boom, stronger. Men will destroy you. Not because they are out to destroy you, but because they are resonating on the level of dysfunction you are resonating at too. So we cannot blame these men only. These men are dysfunctional, yes. But we are just as dysfunctional, and that's why we can play with each other at these levels of dysfunction. When I meet a dysfunctional man, I just disengage. I don't care whether they are going to rant and whatever they're going to do. I've had men try to kill me. I'm still here. I don't die. I'm immortal. Because as soon as I raise my frequency and my vibration, this garbage goes away. They go and find somebody else who's functioning at low self-esteem, who's going to put up with their ignorance and whatever. Has nothing to do with me. Not my business, not my problem. Not my frequency, not my fate. It is your responsibility, woman, to raise your frequency to an understanding and an acceptance of your divinity. Without that, in the US, the Esther Project will annihilate you and your children. It will get you. It will get you. You cannot be latching on to another woman. This is not going to work. We cannot be, we're in community, women helping women, women empowering women. No, we're not doing that. You stand sovereign. I stand sovereign. And we all walk. And we bring gifts into the community that each and all of us can use. If not, you do not belong in high frequency communities. You don't. You don't. But you're excluding other women. Okay. We are at a critical time in human history. It is your job, woman, to handle your emotions. It is your job, woman, to heal. Whatever hurt, harm, trauma you have lived through is valid, but it's your job to heal it. It's unfortunate that we are the ones that take the brunt of this, but men take the brunt of it too in their own way. But it's unfortunate that we are the ones left with the children, left with the traumas, left with the pain. But we are strong. We are power. We bring life into this world. And we need more than ever to connect with the divine feminine mentors. Kalima, Sekhmet, Hathor, Osset, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Kuan Yin, Green Tara, White Buffalo Woman. If not, we're going to be in this state of victim consciousness. And when you are a victim, you will be victimized some more. Yes, I know it within myself. When I'm playing in this victim consciousness, people are harming me. They're hurting my feelings. It just gets worse. When I say enough with this victim consciousness, get rid of this rubbish. I don't care what happens. Not my frequency, not my fate. I have a mission here on planet Earth. I have a purpose and a vision I need to complete. I feel so much better. I'm just saying. What is the time? Okay. So, diminishing your financial light creates a split between your actual economic value and your expressed economic value. Your nervous system knows your worth more than you're claiming or charging, creating internal tension between your true capacity and your performed limitation. This energetic misalignment prevents authentic financial abundance from flowing. Abundance has started to flow in my life. It just started with awareness over Thanksgiving within myself at the temples. And then confirmation with a woman who's like, I have devoted my life to Mother Mary. And I left the Philippines from an abusive relationship. And now I'm living in Singapore. I said, damn, that's something. My story, exactly. And I reflected back to her, girl, you're not just a waitress. You are a food therapist. Listen to me. Take classes at night. Become a therapist. The world needs women like us right now. Really? Yes, girl, stop with the I'm old. Just do it. Okay. Great. Then I talked to an investment banker about the scams that are going on, cryptocurrency scams that are affecting the markets and that are affecting the banking industry in Bangkok and Singapore. I had a lot of conversations. A lot. And then homeboy leaves. Then I go to the airport, and at the airport, I'm upgraded from economy to business class. I'm like, damn abundance. I need to pay for business class? I'm back. And the nice man gets to lift my bag and put it up on the overhead. This is abundance. This is how it works. It's not just a bunch of money in your bank account all at once. It's like these incremental shifts. And there's evidence of these incremental shifts. Because I've shifted. And I refuse anything else. But you know what I've noticed about this? Is that the day you say enough is enough. I won't. I don't care. I don't care what must happen. I won't. The universe will respond. The universe will respond because the universe truly is you. You are the universe in manifestation. And it responds to your frequency. It responds. Okay. This energetic misalignment prevents authentic financial abundance from flowing. Abundance is also creativity. So when I got back to Bangkok Saturday, I was like, I just really want to be in creativity, in art, in creation. Abundance is creation. Abundance is living in a space of beauty and creation and flying business class and being around beautiful people who are sharing their spiritual practice. This is abundance. It's not just money. It's not just bags. It's not just big ass house. It's everything that is good, that makes you feel empowered, that makes you feel loved, that makes you feel protected and joyful and peaceful and in creativity. So what's the time? I've got some time. Not that much. Okay, so on my way to I met these, on my way from my hotel to the airport, I met these beautiful souls. They were so, so beautiful. Beautiful Muslim girl. She was wearing her hijab in flowy way. Instead of like wrapping her hijab was very flowy. So she says to me, we're going to the Jewel. So the Jewel is like this rainforest inside of the airport in Singapore. So we go to the Jewel and we're taking photos and it's like, she's like, yeah, I'm taking photos for my Instagram. I don't usually do these things. I don't do these things. But anyway, we're taking photos there and then I leave. So the guy that's taking photos of the Muslim girl says, oh my goodness, you really should start modeling and taking photos and just slay. And I was like, these children and the slay thing. Okay. I get back to Bangkok Friday night. Saturday, I say to my husband, oh my God, let's go out and go find some art. Let's go find some beauty. Let's be immersed in the abundance of beauty, creativity. Let's go to Chinatown. I follow my intuition. I get to Chinatown. When I get to Chinatown, there is Cantonese opera. Cantonese opera. They had a festival. I love art. I love creativity. I love it when they include everyone. So there I am. I go and speak to one of the organizers and I'm like, I really love face painting. I love this. The organizer says to me, let's paint. You can do. And you can paint your face, Cantonese opera. You can be a black. You can represent Africa. Well, I said that. I can represent Africa. I spent the afternoon face painting, wearing beautiful, luxurious clothes, and being the face of Miss Art for that day. Why am I sharing this story with you? Because abundance is art, is creativity, is beauty, is everything that makes life enjoyable. When you understand inherently who you are, you realize how abundant you are. You can be a financial consultant, you can be a business consultant, you can be a food therapist, you can be a creative, and you can take all of that together and mix it and create something so beautiful as your career. I was talking to the organizers there, and one of the photographers is like, this is going to be in Time Media. We should have you model some. I was like, oh my goodness, here now I've started a new career, a model at 44 years old. You never know. You never know. But if you don't tap in to who you innately are and how beautiful you are and how incredibly talented and abundantly skilled you are, you never know what possibilities lie awake for you. Awaiting for you. If I decide to pursue modeling, I think I could make some good ass money because I'm real good at it. Don't limit yourself. Abundance is everywhere. Figure out what you are innately in love with, not what you're good at. In love with. That you could even do for free. And just do it. And you never know where that will take you. As long as it brings you ecstasy, like an incredible bliss and joy and love, you can't even imagine what opportunities lie await for you. Lay waiting for you. This is why I kept saying to this woman in Singapore, girl, there's big opportunity. You're telling me that people are drinking a lot. You're telling me that people are taking drugs and committing suicide. She was just saying this to me. So I said, so why do you think that you can't be a therapist? You talk to people all the time who are miserable and angry. You are a food therapist. Come on, girl, you got this. Okay? So, embodiment practice. Stand tall and imagine your financial worth as a bright light emanating from your solar plex. Because your solar plex is the seat of movement, is the seat of courage. It's the seat of, literally, it is the seat of movement, moving in the direction of your dreams. If I was scared, I was 21 when I left South Africa. If I had been scared and didn't have the courage and hadn't been going to yoga, I was going to yoga while I was in South Africa. And the hatha yoga that I was practicing was a lot of core work too. If I had been scared and hadn't taken that opportunity to move to America, I wouldn't now have the courage to talk to a woman in hospitality and say, girl, you got this. You can do it. I've done it. You can do it. I wouldn't, because I wouldn't have had that experience. So stand tall and imagine your financial worth as a bright light emanating from your solar plex. Feel how bright this light naturally wants to be. Notice where you contract or dim this light. I'm still working on this. It's like it's a never-ending cycle. It's at every level I found that there's kind of like a new fear that shows up. It's like, okay, this is stupid. But you got to look at your fears. And most of them, they're going to come through here. They're not going to come through there. You're going to feel them here. You're going to feel them. And you're going to be like, I feel anxiety. I feel heaviness in my solar plex. It's because you are at the threshold of consciousness. You're moving into a new level of awareness, a new level of abundance, a new level of... I remember the first time I flew business class, I was like, oh my God. Now it's like, I deserve it. I'm like, I'm sorry, but like, this is where I belong. I'm like, how did I even sink lower? Like, this is where I belong. But the first time I flew business class, I was like, it's a freaking seat on the airplane. Okay. So feel how bright this light naturally wants to be. Notice where you contract or dim this light. And then say to yourself, my financial light shines at full brightness. I claim my economic worth without apology. Without apology. My dad used to say to me growing up, what was the easy? Hold on, I'll remember. There's no righteousness in poverty. He used to say something like this. There's no righteousness in poverty. Yeah, there's no righteousness in poverty because there was a lot of poverty in South Africa. There's no righteousness in poverty. And a lot of people hated him for that. Now I understand it. I understand it because I've lived it. There's no righteousness in poverty. But just don't engage with people who choose this. There's no righteousness in this. Because if you engage with people who choose to remain in poverty, even when they have experience opportunities, and they choose to remain poverty consciousness, meaning they're willing to do whatever, you'll end up in prison. Honestly, you will end up in prison. Like the guy I was talking to in banking, he was talking to me about the cryptocurrency scams that are happening here and how they are laundering that money into Singapore, and it has become a huge scandal in the financial sector, and the banking in Singapore. He's like, did you hear? Because I told him I came from Bangkok. So people who live in poverty consciousness will do whatever. And you will go to prison with them. I refuse. I'm so sorry. No, thank you. I can go to the temple, get my consciousness right, and it starts showing up on the outside. First, woman who's reflecting my own story of how she got out of the Philippines. Next, business class flight. I'm like, okay, I got this. Because I've lived that experience. So those neurosynapses were already there. That level of frequency was there. I just had forgotten and I sank. When I decided to just only be involved with my own energy, my own spirit, my own brain, my own mind. I lifted back to that field of possibility, of abundance, of creative expression, of modeling, of being the star. Of being the star of my own life. It is so important to be mindful of the company you keep. It's energy. It is mindful. It is so important to be mindful of the videos you watch on YouTube, the people you follow. It is so important, especially at such a time as this. Such a time as this. So, What are we going to do tonight? Abundance is it's a very touchy one. What are we going to do today? Let's beat the drum. Yeah, let's beat the drum. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much. That's heavy. Let's call upon Kalima and segment. Please talk. I'm listening. A fear of abundance. Yeah, a fear of abundance. Why do we fear abundance? Envy, people are going to kill you. I had this story for a long time. I said, well, I've overcome death. Nobody can kill me. I'm immortal. I'm immortal. I'm not afraid to go to hell. So, a fear of abundance, a fear of abundance. So let's go into, let's tap into the field. Let's tap into the field. Yeah, let's tap into the field. Okay, good. Let's tap into the field. Yes, we're going to practice the Buthelezi method, but tapping into the field. So please close your eyes. Gently close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. And taking a deep breath in through your nose. And out through your mouth with a big sigh. Okay. Ndlovukazi sihamba namabhubesi amhlophe ngicela ukuthi ningivulele amazulu sengifikile ngiyabonga Okay. So I would like for us to focus on our breath. Recognizing that our lungs need oxygen. And oxygen has been freely given. The universe created this planet with enough oxygen for 8.59 billion souls on planet Earth to be able to breathe and take as many breaths as many breaths as they want, and they will still be enough. This is a fundamental truth of life. No matter what is going on in your bank account, no matter what is going on with your job, no matter what is going on in your finances, when we can start with the truth of I am enough, living on a planet of plenitude, enough. More than enough oxygen, more than enough sunlight for all beings to get vitamin D, more than enough water, more than enough earth to walk on, binding it all together with ether. But in this moment, I just want us to focus on the breath. And I would like for us to take in 9 breaths in, hold for 9, and exhale for 9. Remembering and activating the remembrance within our body temple of the truth of our being, more than enough. More than enough oxygen. This is the truth. It doesn't matter what's happening in your bank account. The truth is you are here on planet Earth and you need oxygen. Without oxygen, you are dead. This is a fact. Truth is, there's no death. But it is a fact. Your body will cease to stop working without oxygen. And the truth of this truth is that there is more than enough oxygen. This thing called life, this intelligence that created the planet that you and I live on, created more than enough oxygen for all beings on planet Earth to breathe. To breathe. Because this thing called God, this intelligence, this quantum field seeks to be more of life. It seeks to be more of life through you. So it provided oxygen so you can breathe. Breathe. The more you breathe, the better your thoughts. The more you breathe, the calmer your anxiety, the calmer your body temple. Anxiety lifts. The more you breathe, the happier you become. Because breath is life. Life is breath. So let's take in a deep breath in through the nose for a count of 9. Hold it for a count of 9 and exhale for a count of 9. And as we breathe in, we inherently affirm that the universe, this thing called God, the quantum field, seeks more of life through you, as you, in you. And more of life means more love, more abundance, more creative expression, more joy, more wholeness in your body temple, more peace in your mind, more creative ideas. This is a fundamental truth of life. No matter whether you've got a PhD or you have never even been to school, life seeks more of itself through you. And this is why we have been given breath. And there is more than enough oxygen. So if there's more than enough oxygen, this intelligence of the universe knows how to create more than enough of whatever you need. Whatever you need. So you can trust that the more you breathe, the more oxygen goes to your brain, the more creative ideas will flow through you, because the answer and the solutions to all of your problems are already inherently within you. So let's breathe. That is so good. Taking a deep breath in through the nose for 9 counts. 2, 3, 4. I am. I am. I am. I am. Hold the breath. So, I am, you take a deep breath in. Abundance, you hold that abundance. Okay, this abundance. I am abundance. I am abundance. I am abundance. Good. Now we're going to exhale that. Abundance of everything. Abundance of everything. Abundance of everything. Yes. Let's take a deep breath in again. 9 counts. I am. Hold for 9. Abundance. Exhale of everything. Yes? Okay, let's start again. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. Good. Hold. I am abundance. I am abundance. I am abundance. Now we release that abundance that we already are as a sigh of everything. Of everything. I am abundance of everything. I am abundance of everything. I am the abundance of everything. This is a truth. I am abundance of everything. I am the abundance of money. I am the abundance of loving, kind people. I am the abundance of creative expression. and opportunities for me to be creatively expressed. I am the abundance of business opportunities. I am the abundance of love for myself and love for humanity. I am the abundance of evolutionary compassion for myself and towards all beings on planet Earth. I am the abundance of gratitude. I am the abundance of wholeness in my body temple. The cells of my body temples work. I am the abundance of peace of mind, clarity of thinking. I am the abundance of all good. This is the truth. So let's anchor that truth in our body temples again through breath. Okay, we're going to take one more 9 breaths in, hold for 9, exhale for 9. Go. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. Good. Hold for 9. I am the abundance. I am abundance. I am abundance. I am abundance. Good. Now, exhale that abundance into your auric field. Exhale it out. Okay? I am the abundance of everything. 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 With your eyes closed, gently just taking a breath. Just feeling your heart beat. Feeling sensations in your body as you have breathed in truth and breathed out power. Remembrance of your power. The remembrance of whose and whom. It is a temporary experience. It is not the ultimate truth of your being. You are a soul with a body. You are a soul on a cosmic mission. Your breath is confirmation that in abundance you came, and in abundance you remain. Abundance of stars, abundance of galaxies, abundance of all good, abundance of oxygen so that you can be alive. From abundance you came, and in abundance you remain. This is your true identity. This is your true identity. And as I speak this word for myself, I absolutely know this truth about you. From abundance you came, and in abundance you remain. Siyabonga Mazulu. Heavens, we are grateful. As above, so below. Siyabonga Mhlaba. Siyabonga Earth. Siyabonga. Siyabonga isikhodlo sesi balekile. Siyabonga, 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 siyabonga. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so thankful. Thank you for allowing me to share my experiences of growth. Please share in the comments below if you would love to. If you feel comfortable to share, please like and subscribe. And share with others. Invite others. We are at a critical time in human history. But it's also a very powerful and beautiful time, depending on the perspective we see it from. And we choose to live in. From abundance you came, and in abundance you remain. Breath is evidence of this truth. There is more than enough oxygen for 9 billion souls on planet Earth to take a breath and keep breathing, and it never runs out. So you live in abundance because you come from abundance and you are abundance. And this is the truth of your being, no matter what circumstances you are living through. You are the face of abundance. And going forth this week, remember this about yourself. Remember this about yourself and live from that truth. And know that the universe will support you when you live from a frequency of truth about whose and who you are. Thank you so much for being with me. I will see you tomorrow. I love you long time, long time, long time. I love you. Bye.